Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm here for Spellbinders today, and I'm going to be making a really fun interactive card using some new products from the shop. I'm using Becca Feeken's Make a Scene card base assembly. This is the finished product. This is without any of the inserts yet, but I want to first show you how to create this portion of the card, and it's super easy. It can look intimidating, but look how fun this is. So here are all of the pieces for the Make a Scene card base. They have all of the instructions over on their website, but I'm going to show you how I created it. So we're going to start with this piece first. I'm just going to slide the other pieces out of the way. I'm going to flip it over so that the cut lines are facing down. And there are 4 notches on this piece. These are the shutter pieces. I'm going to use a piece of the Best Ever Craft tape and just put a piece on each side covering the notches. And once you have this set up, this is going to work for you for a very long time. I made a few cards and I didn't have to replace the tape. So let's flip it back over so that the cut lines are facing us. Next are these 2 little pieces. These perforate your paper. They don't cut it, but they're just going to leave dots behind. Those go on the outer notches. The washi tape is going to hold these pieces in place perfectly. I'm just trying to center them inside these notches. Here's the next one. Now we're going to use this flat piece. This doesn't cut anything out. This is kind of a holder for our next 3 pieces. So that goes in the middle. And now for these 3, they look like darning needles to me with different sized eyes. We're going to put the smallest one first. And that one always goes toward the center. I'm just trying to get them as straight as I can. And then once you have this set up, you are set to make bunches of cards if you want to. Now for the next size up. And all of my cutting lines are facing me, are facing up. Now the largest one. Now this is ready to cut out one of the shutters. So I have some really pretty cardstock from Fun Stamper's Journey. It's called Banana Cream. I'm also going to cut out this rectangle piece while I'm at it. So let me run these through my die cutting machine. And this is what it looks like when you're done. I like to reuse my washi tape, so I'm just going to peel that off and put it aside momentarily. Now let's pull out the shutter piece. We're going to put this piece aside for just a minute and cut out one more. We want it to be a mirror image. So we're going to flip our darning needles, or whatever these little 3 sticks are called. I'm just going to pop out the paper that's inside it and throw that away. Now to get a mirror image, we're going to lift up these cutting dies in the middle. And we're just going to flip them around so that it's cutting at the top. And I'm going to do that to all 3 of these. Very easy to do with the washi tape set up like this. I watched Becca Feeken's video where she showed us how to do this, and that's how I learned to set them up this way, but it's just brilliant and easy. Okay, so let's cut out another panel with both of these dies. This may look intimidating, but after you've made up a card like this, it's really easy and you understand the ins and outs. You can just make up a bunch of these. They're so much fun. Okay, so here are our 2 pieces mirror imaged. Now I'm going to use this cute little die here. It says pull. This is optional. I want it to be in the center of this panel, so I'm just folding a piece of paper in half. I learned this again from Becca Feeken. She's so fabulous. And then this just helps me line it up so that it's right in the middle. And then I'll use a little bit of washi tape to tape it in place. I'll do this to both sides. For the other panel, I do flip it around. You want the top of the word to be along the outside edge. This die cuts out the cutest little letters, which you could use as well. But I'm just going to use the negative space for this card. I'm just gently peeling up the tape so I don't tear the paper. And now for the other side. I'll center this and tape it down. And here it is all cut out. Okay, we're going to put these two panels aside for a minute and use the largest die in this set and cut out 2 panels using this big guy here. So here they are all cut out. One of these panels you're going to want to cut out a window. On this littler rectangle there are 4 notches, and I'm going to draw some lines on this panel just so that I can center this perfectly on the panel. You can, of course, eyeball it if you want, but I didn't trust myself to eyeball it. So I'm going to draw some lines on this. I'm making them long enough so that they'll line up with the notches. And I'm just using a T-ruler to do this. Now I can center on the smaller rectangle. And it just aligns up perfectly with the notches. Let's take this down and run it through the die cut machine, and here it is. Now I can just erase the lines and you won't even see them. There are a lot of little steps in this process, but it's pretty easy if you just take it step at a time. And now I'm going to cut out the thumb hole notches using this little die. And of course it's optional too, but I wanted to try everything. Okay, now we're going to start assembling our Make a Scene card. I'm putting a little bit of double-sided adhesive on these rectangles. And the pretty side is down on the mat. So this is the inside of our card. And this is a part where you're going to want to do as I say and not as I do. I lined them up right against the window, but I found that if you push it more in the middle, that it's going to allow the windows to open up a lot easier. So just kind of center them between the notch holes in the window and it'll work great. Okay, so let's bend our shutters in place. And the perforations make it really easy to bend. So we'll bend that in half, and then this one will bend up. I like to put it flat down on my mat to do this. Now for the other side, let's bend it in half, and then bend this back. We're going to use some more double-sided adhesive on these little flaps. This is some really strong, thick score tape. Next step is to line these up on the card. You want the 2 shutters to be touching in the middle. So let's put them under our stoppers or our guides. Don't forget to take the backing off the adhesive at the bottom of these guides and press them into place. And then line it up in the middle. We're going to put some temporary washi tape down just to hold these in place while we sandwich this with our other rectangle. I'll put one at the top and one at the bottom, and this is going to be really easy to pull off. You'll see here in a minute. Okay, next step is to pull off the backing to your double-sided adhesive. And we're going to sandwich them together. This, in my opinion, was the most difficult part because you kind of have to hold the shutters down, or the flaps to the shutters, and then press it on so it matches the bottom rectangle perfectly. I'm just moving really slow here. Okay, there we go. Now you can turn it over and pull out the washi tape. There it is. There's the mechanism all ready. Now for another fun part. I thought it was fun putting that together. I have the set called Rolling Along. This one is so adorable. It has a little bicycle on the inside and the words that say carry on and lots of things to decorate it with. It tells you to cut out 3 panels of different sizes. So I'm going to use the largest panel first. This is 4 3/4 by 1 7/8. We're going to start with the legs. These are the little inserts that you're going to put inside the card. So here are the bottom legs. I'm going to line them up on the bottom with a little bit of washi tape. And then this piece will cut out the top. You're going to want to use this die here. This is the shadow die for our words carry on. And it inserts into this little notch at the bottom. But we're going to want to size it to the top of the paper. Just get it as tall as you can. And then tape it in place with some washi tape. And then you can cut this out. It has little notches that you have to pull off or cut. I just pull them off because they're really easy to pull. And there's our first piece. Okay, now for the second one. This one is 4 3/4 by 2 1/2. We're going to do the same thing. Line up the legs at the bottom and then the top as tall as you can get it. I'm going to do 2 of these. I did one with the grass, and then I'll do a white panel with the bicycle. And then here is the bottom one. I'm going to do another grassy hill for this, or it's not a hill, just a grassy border. Then I'll tape it down with more washi tape and run it through die cut machine. And here is this last piece. I'm going to show you the bicycle piece. This is so cute. So here are the bottom legs again. And again, this is the middle piece, the 4 3/4 by 2 1/2. And then here is the bicycle insert. It just snaps in place at the bottom, or you hold it in place with washi tape. But there are little notches to tell you where to put it. Here it is all cut out. I'm just using my all-in-one tool to poke out the spokes in the wheels, but look how cute that is. This is a piece of pattern paper from one of Spellbinders' monthly card kits. This works perfectly with these cards because it's very lightweight. I'm going to put these 2 pieces on my shutters. I cut this out to 3 1/2 by 6, and then I cut it down the middle. I'm going to use a little bit of dot liner, and this is a part I should have completed before I put my card together, but I didn't know I wanted to do this. I'm just gently going to put this over the shutter. I'm going to line it up to the very edge, and then I can just press it down into place. And here they are. I love the little bit of pattern paper on this. So cute. I did most of my decorating off camera. This took me a while to do, but I had so much fun putting these little pieces together. And now we can start putting our card together. This is one of the rectangle panels that I cut out with the smaller rectangle die. Just some little clouds that I used a stencil on and a little bit of blue ink. This is going to be the background, so I'm putting this at the top and at the back of the card. Next, we're going to start putting our inserts in. I'm going to start with the largest piece, which goes at the back. Put the tallest tab in first, and just gently push in the bottom side, and then thread in the top again, and then the bottom piece will follow into place easily. And you don't glue these in, they just sit inside your card, but they're really sturdy. I was so surprised. So again, put the tall tab in first, and then the bottom, and then the other side. And here is the smallest one. Okay, our card is almost done. I'm going to add a few finishing touches to this. Behind the word pool, I'm going to put a little piece of purple cardstock. I cut it out using the thumb tab die. This just adds a cute touch of color behind the word pools. Those are done. For the sentiment, I'm using a beautiful stamp set. It's called Make a Scene Sentiments. It comes with so many sentiments. Some of them are curved like this. This one just says a special day. So this could be a birthday card. And then I'm putting it on this banner piece. This came in the builder set or the card base assembly set. We'll glue that down flat. I don't want it to be much more bulky because I am going to be sending this out into the mail. And then I used some dies from one of the previous card kits that cut out these cute little flowers. I'm going to adhere these down onto the front of the card. This card fits perfectly into an A7 envelope. And it's not very thick, but because of the weight of it, I would put a second stamp on there. So the pink coffee mug tray you see sitting on my desk is something that I sell in my Etsy shop. It's just perfect to hold all your little pieces, your little die cuts. Okay, so here is the card all finished. Isn't that fun? This would be such a fun card to receive in the mail. It's just magic, I think. And it's totally fun to play with. I just want to sit here and open and close it all day. So much fun. So I have an envelope from Spellbinders, and I'm going to show you how it fits into an A7 sized envelope. I'm carefully putting it in so it doesn't catch on any of the die cuts on the front of the card. And then it's a little bulky, but not too bad, but I would definitely put 2 stamps on something like this. I will have links to all of the supplies I used listed in the description box below, as well as over at my blog. There are more of the Make a Scene die sets that you can collect. There's one with a cute house and also a birthday one that I want to collect. I'll probably end up getting them all because they're so much fun. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope you all have a wonderful crafty day. Bye.